Imagine you're going to give a presentation in class or at work. Would you include pictures to illustrate your points? Would you tell a story or act out a skit? The methods you choose would draw on your talents and reflect the way that you solve problems and learn. So, if visual aids like maps and drawings help you understand concepts, you're likely to include them in your presentation. But if someone else watching your presentation learns by doing, they might not be able to follow along unless you use body language and actions to physically demonstrate what you're talking about. American psychologist Howard Gardner first recognized that people have different ways of learning and problem solving. He worked with autistic patients who excelled at music or math, although they lacked social awareness or the ability to communicate effectively with others. Gardner proposed the theory of multiple intelligences, which suggests that people have different strengths and different ways of solving problems. Gardner's theory was groundbreaking because, before he proposed multiple intelligences, only logic and math were tested. Gardner's system created a more descriptive, multi-dimensional approach. Before, IQ was used as shorthand for learning potential and capability, but only people who were good at solving math problems were smart according to the test. Gardner's work helped to explain diverse learning styles and approaches, allowing for educational developments which have changed how we teach. From these studies, a list of 8 types of intelligences was created. When you were in high school, maybe people were looked down upon if they weren't good at football, but were good at math. Gardner showed that there are many types of smart. The football players had one type of intelligence, and the math team had another type of intelligence. Let's review Gardner's 8 types of intelligence. Be sure to keep an eye out for the types that you relate to. 1. Visual intelligence. You might have visual intelligence if you picture ideas or make mind maps. American architect Frank Lloyd Wright provides a good example of someone who's picture smart, because when he designed buildings, he could visualize spatial patterns, such as building design, before they were built. 2. Linguistic intelligence. Are you a good storyteller? If so, you're word smart and have the ability to speak and write well. Shakespeare used his high linguistic intelligence to write plays that have been loved for hundreds of years. 3. Logical and mathematical intelligence. Can you think of someone who's number smart? Einstein had a skill for solving problems using deductive
Have you ever been told that you have an eye for detail? Maybe you are very aware of your surroundings. Do you have a photographic memory? If so, you have demonstrated visual-spatial intelligence. In the past century, numerous theories about intelligence have emerged. One of the more famous theories was created by developmental psychologist Howard Gardner in 1983. Gardner proposed that intelligence is not made up of one factor, but rather 8. They are: 1. Musical intelligence. Includes your awareness of musical sounds, tones, and rhythms. 2. Naturalistic intelligence. Includes your awareness of trees, mountains, flowers, and other elements found in nature. 3. Interpersonal intelligence. Includes your ability to relate to those around you, understand their motivations, their goals, and their feelings. 4. Intrapersonal intelligence. Includes your ability to understand yourself, your strengths and weaknesses, your goals, and your motivation. 5. Logical or mathematical intelligence. Includes your ability to reason, think critically and analytically, and your understanding of complex mathematical concepts. 6. Linguistic intelligence. Includes your ability to appreciate language and use it effectively to accomplish goals. 7. Bodily or kinesthetic intelligence. Includes your athletic ability and being aware of your body. 8. Visual-spatial intelligence. Includes your ability to visualize, remember images and details, and an awareness to your surroundings. Each intelligence is independent of the others. This means that having a high level of one intelligence will not guarantee that you are high in the other intelligences. For example, a Spanish professor may have a strong appreciation for the language, linguistic intelligence, but may have a hard time relating to his students, interpersonal intelligence. Leonardo da Vinci and I.M. Pei are famous people with high visual-spatial or visual intelligence. In other words, they possess the ability to visualize the world accurately, modify their surroundings based upon their perceptions, and recreate the aspects of their visual experiences. People with high visual-spatial intelligences are good at remembering images, faces, and fine details. They are able to visualize objects from Have you ever been told that you are very self-aware? Maybe your professors have complimented you on your ability to understand your strengths, weaknesses, and limitations. Do you find yourself spending lots of time reflecting on things and tuning into your inner feelings? If so, you have demonstrated intrapersonal intelligence. So what do we mean by intrapersonal intelligence? Intrapersonal intelligence was first introduced by the American developmental psychologist Howard Gardner in 1983. Gardner wrote Frames of Mind, the theory of multiple intelligences, in which he proposed the idea that there are 7 different kinds of intelligence. In 1999, Gardner added one more intelligence to his list, bringing the total to 8. They are 1. Logical or mathematical intelligence. Includes logical thinking, the ability to detect patterns, and mathematical abilities. 2. Musical intelligence. Includes the ability to detect and appreciate musical patterns and pitches. Linguistic intelligence. Includes the ability to learn languages, use words to accomplish goals, and expressive language. 4. Visual-spatial intelligence. Includes the ability to recognize patterns across spaces and use or manipulate the patterns. 5. Body or kinesthetic intelligence. Includes the ability to use the body effectively to solve problems. 6. Interpersonal intelligence. Includes the ability to understand and relate to others. 7. Naturalistic intelligence, added in 1999, includes knowledge about your environment and an appreciation for nature. 8. Intrapersonal intelligence includes understanding and appreciating one's innermost feelings. We can think of multiple intelligences as the ridges that make up a fingerprint. That is, each person has a combination of the intelligences that is unique to the individual. For example, a college basketball player may be skilled at scoring points for his team, body or kinesthetic intelligence, but have trouble keeping up in his statistics course, logical or mathematical intelligence.
Have you ever been told that you are people smart? Maybe you've received compliments on your ability to understand and relate to others. Do you find yourself picking up on the emotions and concerns of those around you? If so, you have demonstrated interpersonal intelligence. Traditionally, intelligence has been thought of and treated as one single thing. The idea of multiple intelligences was introduced by Howard Gardner in 1983. In his book titled Frames of Mind, The Theory of Multiple Intelligences, Gardner proposed that instead of there being one general intelligence, there are 7 different kinds of intelligence. In 1999, Gardner added an additional intelligence to his list. They are 1. Logical and mathematical intelligence, includes reasoning, conceptual, and abstract thinking. 2. Musical intelligence, includes identifying rhythms and sounds. 3. Linguistic intelligence, includes effective usage of words. 4. Visual or spatial intelligence, includes awareness of the environment and the ability to visualize. 5. Intrapersonal intelligence, includes understanding one's innermost feelings. 6. Bodily or kinesthetic intelligence, includes the ability to use the body effectively. Number 7. Naturalistic intelligence, includes knowledge about nature, plants, and your surroundings. 8. Interpersonal intelligence, includes the ability to interact with others effectively. Each of us has our own unique combination of the intelligences. For example, a writer may be skilled at using language, linguistic intelligence, but have difficulty with using his body or athletics, bodily or kinesthetic intelligence. Martin Luther King Jr., Aristotle, and Mother Teresa
Have you ever been told that you're good at sports? Maybe you enjoy hands-on activities and remember things better by doing them. Are you flexible, strong, and physically fit? If so, you have demonstrated bodily kinesthetic intelligence. In 1983, developmental psychologist Howard Gardner proposed that there are 7 different types of intelligences, one of which is bodily kinesthetic intelligence. An 8th intelligence was added in 1999. Each one of the intelligences is independent from the others. The 8 intelligences are 1. Musical intelligence, includes sensitivity to music, sounds, and rhythms. 2. Visual-spatial intelligence, includes awareness of your surrounding physical space and how to manipulate them. 3. Naturalistic intelligence, includes the awareness of elements found in nature, such as trees, flowers, and landscape. 4. Interpersonal intelligence, includes the capacity to understand and interact with those around you. 5. Intrapersonal intelligence includes the capacity to understand your own feelings, motivations, goals, and values. 6. Logical mathematical intelligence includes the ability to look at things in a logical manner and to understand mathematical concepts. 7. Linguistic intelligence includes an appreciation for language and the ability to use language to achieve your goals. 8. Bodily kinesthetic intelligence includes athleticism and awareness of one's body. Since each of the intelligences is independent from the others, having a high level of one type of intelligence does not guarantee a high level of intelligence on the others. For example, an archaeologist can be skilled at finding and classifying fossils, a naturalistic intelligence, but may not have a good understanding of his own strengths, weaknesses, goals, and motivation for his chosen career choice, or intrapersonal intelligence. Michael Jordan, Babe Ruth, and I.M. Pei are famous people.
Have you ever been complimented on your ability to play an instrument? Maybe you enjoy listening to and composing music. Are you good at detecting rhythms, patterns, and pitches in music? Do you find that you learn concepts much easier when you turn them into lyrics? If so, you have demonstrated musical intelligence. Beethoven, Cher, and Stevie Wonder are individuals considered to have high musical intelligence. In other words, they think in music and rhythms. People with musical intelligence are able to hear and recognize patterns easily. They are very sensitive to rhythm and sound. For example, they can easily distinguish the sound of a clarinet from the sound of a flute. People with musical intelligence think in terms of patterns. For example, they look for patterns in new information in order to increase learning. They also look for patterns in speech and language. They remember things by turning them into lyrics or rhymes. People with musical intelligence have a strong appreciation of music. People with musical intelligence are known to seek patterns in their environment, be drawn to sound, easily memorize phrases and words in foreign languages, enjoy dancing and singing, use patterning to remember things, have good rhythm, be skilled at playing several instruments, be zealous about music, have the ability to easily remember songs, have a high level of understanding of musical structure, notes, tone, and rhythm. According to the multiple intelligences theory proposed by Howard Gardner in 1983, there are 8 different types of intelligence. They are Visual-spatial intelligence includes the ability to think in terms of physical space, detect patterns, and manipulate physical space. Bodily kinesthetic intelligence includes the ability to use the body to send messages, communicate needs, and solve problems. Naturalistic intelligence includes the ability to observe patterns in nature and a love of outdoors. Interpersonal intelligence includes the ability to detect the moods, feelings, and motivations of others. Intrapersonal intelligence includes a high level of self-knowledge, including one's fears, motivations, goals, and weaknesses. Logical mathematical intelligence
Naturalist intelligence is actually what it sounds like. It describes a person who is curious about living things and the planet. Some topics that might be interesting to the naturalistically intelligent person are plants, animals, weather, oceans, and mountains. You don't have to be born with this type of intelligence. It can be developed later in life. We might call a person with naturalistic intelligence an outdoorsy person. Naturalistic intelligence can be developed in childhood or later in life. All it takes is an initial attraction to nature to pursue the interest further. Specific activities that may pique this interest are joining the Boy or Girl Scouts, camping or hiking trips, reading or watching National Geographic shows, and taking museum, park, or zoo trips. As stated before, this can be developed later in life as well. For example, if a boy named Johnny grows up in an urban area and later moves to a rural area, he might become exposed to fields, hiking, and mountains. If he loves it, he might continue to choose activities related to nature, thereby pursuing his natural intelligence. Remember Charles Darwin, George Washington Carver, and Rachel Carson from history? They all had naturalist intelligence in their own special ways. Let's briefly review their interests. Charles Darwin traveled through parts of South America and the Galapagos Islands, as well as other places. During his travels, he studied animals and their evolution. The reason we have his concepts of natural selection and survival of the fittest is due to his naturalist intelligence. He explored his interest and was able to contribute his findings to society. Most people remember George Washington Carver as the inventor of peanut butter, but he did so much more. He researched the soil and came to the conclusion that planting peanuts and soybeans improved soil quality. Then he figured out what to do with all that he planted, coming up with hundreds of uses, the most memorable being peanut butter. If Dr. Carver wasn't interested in soils and plants, we might have had to wait way longer for peanut butter. Have you heard of the book Have you ever been told that you have a way with words? Maybe you enjoy writing and giving public speeches. Are you good at persuading people to see your point of view through spoken or written language? If so, you have demonstrated linguistic intelligence. Linguistic intelligence is one of 8 intelligences that was introduced by Howard Gardner, a developmental psychologist, in 1983. Before this point, intelligence had been treated as one single trait. Gardner proposed that there are 8 different types of intelligences, and that each one is independent of the other. The 8 intelligences are: 1. Musical intelligence includes the ability to distinguish between music and sound patterns, rhymes, etc. 2. Visual or spatial intelligence includes the ability to detect different patterns and designs and places and use or manipulate them. 3. Body or kinesthetic intelligence includes athleticism and the ability to effectively use the human body. 4. Naturalistic intelligence includes the ability to distinguish between different elements in the environment and knowledge about nature. 5. Interpersonal intelligence includes the ability to relate to others and understand them. 6. Intrapersonal intelligence includes a deep understanding of oneself and one's limitations and goals. 7. Logical or mathematical intelligence includes deductive reasoning, critical thinking skills, and understanding of complex mathematical equations. 8. Linguistic intelligence includes the ability to persuade others using words, creative writing skills, and the ability to pick up on other languages easily. It is important to note that just because you have high intelligence on one area, it does not mean that you have high intelligence in another area. Our levels of intelligence on the different types are independent of one another. For example, a choir director may be good at picking up on the different rhythms and sounds in the voices of the choir members, musical intelligence, but may be physically weak and not good at sports, body or kinesthetic intelligence. Maya Angelou, William Shakespeare, and Oprah Winfrey are famous people who have high linguistic intelligence. Have you ever been told that you are a very logical person? Maybe you enjoy completing puzzles and solving complex algorithms. Are you good with numbers and mathematical equations? If so, you have demonstrated logical or mathematical intelligence. Traditionally, intelligence has been thought of as a single trait. The idea of multiple intelligences was introduced in 1983 by Howard Gardner, an American developmental psychologist. Gardner proposed that there are 8 types of intelligences, each one being independent of the other. 1. Musical intelligence includes distinguishing between different rhythms and music patterns. 2. Linguistic intelligence includes the ability to easily acquire different languages, express yourself verbally, and use words to achieve certain goals. 3. Visual-spatial intelligence includes awareness of patterns and designs in different spaces. 4. Body or kinesthetic intelligence includes knowing how to solve problems using your body and athleticism. 5. Naturalistic intelligence includes knowledge about your environment and elements in nature. 6. Interpersonal intelligence includes the ability to understand and interact with other people. 7. Intrapersonal intelligence includes a high level of self-awareness. 8. Logical or mathematical intelligence includes the ability to reason and think logically. When it comes to our level of intelligences, no 2 people are the same. Our level of intelligence varies for each type. For example, a psychology graduate student may be good at picking up on the emotions and motivation of their clients, interpersonal intelligence, but may dislike the outdoors and know little about their natural environment, naturalistic intelligence. Blaise Pascal, Bill Gates, and Sir Isaac Newton are famous people who have high logical or mathematical intelligence.